Welcome you all. This is Surya Kala working as assistant professor in Sri Muthukumaran Institute of Technology. In this video, we are going to see about the topic embedded systems and IoT. In this unit 1, you can see the topics about input-output ports and the serial communication ports. What is input ports? I/O ports are used for inputs, giving the inputs and getting the outputs in 8051 microcontroller. There are 4 types of input I/O output ports. There are 4 I/O ports in 8051 microcontroller. There are port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. These ports are used 8 pins as 8-bit. We can use the ports first. You have to reset as configuration in input port. When the 0 is given to the port, it is act as an output port. To configure it's an input port, you must put 1 on the input port. This is the pin diagram of the ports. There are 4 ports: port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3 and external pins. First we have to see about the port 0. Port 0 is used as an input port as well as output port. We can externally connect one pull-up resistor because open drain current source is a main problem in the port 0. To rectify this, you can connect the pull-up resistors. This is the block diagram of the I/O port cell. You can use the port as a dual port. You can use for input output port as well as the address port. And port 1 used as a input port or output port. Port 2 does not need the pull-up resistor because in this we have internally pull-up resistors. Port 0 you can use as a dual role. You can use for input output as well as the address lines. Higher order address lines 822 to 815 is used in the port 0. In port 2 addresses 8 to 15 is used. Port 3 pin used as the input output port. In additional functions of the ports are you can use for serial communications. The functions are transmitting the data and receiving the data. You can use the port 3 as an external interrupt. These functions are interrupt 0 and interrupt 1. You can use a timer for as well as the port 3. Timer 0 and timer 1. You can use read and write signal for the external memories. In serial port there are 2 resistors. There are 2 resistors, SCON and S-buffer resistors. SCON resistor is address of 98 Hz and S-buffer resistor's address is 99 Hz. SCON is the full form of serial port control register and S-buff is the serial port buffer register. This is the block diagram of the serial port of 8051. You can have 2 registers, S-buffer register and S-buffer register for read and writes. You can also have a shift registers. This is the TXD and RXD are the input-output data signals. You can additionally we have the internal data bus for transmitting the data. In addition to that, peak-on register is in the S-mod register. S-mod is doubled for the mod rate of the serial communication. Bit pattern of the SCON register is given below. There are 8 bits. D7, D6, D5 are used for the modes. SM0 and SM1 are used for the selection of serial modes, and SM2 is the multiprocessor communication enable bit, and the D4th bit is the receiver enable. It is indicated by REN, and the D3 pin is the transmitter bit 8. It can be used for the transmitter 9th bit in the mode 2 and mode 3. It can be represented as TB8, and the bit D2 is used for the receiving bit 8. Ninth bit of the received mode in 2 and 3 you can receive. It can be represented as RB8, and the bit D1 is used for transmit interrupt flag. When you complete the transmission, you can use this flag. It can be named as T1, and D0 bit is used for the receiver interrupt flag. It can be used set when the received bits are completed. It can be named as R1. These are the addresses of the bits. 9FH is the bits 7 address. Bit 6 address is 9EH. D5 address is the 9DH. D4 address is 9CH. D3 address 9BH, and D2 address is 9AH. D1 address is 99H. D0 address is 98H. Bit patterns. As we know that D6 and D7 of the SCON register is used for the operational modes of the serial port communication. You can use SM0 and SM bits 1 bits to select the 4 operating modes. This is the bits configuration. If you select serial mode 0, you can set the bits SM0 and SM1 to 00. You can use this 8-bit shift registers. The baud rate of the shift register is 12, and in serial mode communication you can select the mode 1. You can set the bits SM0 is 0 and SM1 is 1. You can use it for the 8-bit UART communication. The baud rate of this communication is the variable. Next, you can use the mode is in mode 2. You can set the SM0 as 1, SM1 is the 0. You can use the serial communication bit is the 9-bit UART communication. The baud rate of this is 64 or 12. Next, you can use a serial mode communication mode 3 in. You can select the set the bits as SM0, SM both are 1. You can use for the 9-bit UART communication. The baud rate is variable. Bit pattern SM2 flag is used for enabling multi-processor communication in mode 2 and mode 3. This can be useful to certain advanced serial applications. Operating modes. I can explain in the table itself. Thank you.